If you're the only one making content on that, it's going to be really hard for you to win. There's 3 things that you got to look at to have success on YouTube. I might get PTSD from this tap method. I'm serious.
Oh my Lord.
How did you start YouTube today? How do you grow and keep growing it? I started my YouTube channel 11 years ago, the main one, just to try to bring value, help entrepreneurs. But it took me 5 years to get to 7,000 subscribers, right? 5 years, 7,000 subscribers. And then the next 5 years, 2 million subscribers. So definitely was a journey, and every day making content, right? I mean, that's every day making content, every day. On the main channel, we were doing 3 times a day before I split up my channels. And slowly I got better. I sucked at the beginning. I wasn't very good. I wasn't very good on camera. I wasn't very good with, most things, unfortunately. So I got better with time. And as I kept making more videos, the beauty of YouTube is your content lives forever. So all my old videos still keep helping me get more views and more traction and more attention and more interest. What made you do this YouTube thing? What inspired you? So listen, I think your purpose comes from your pain, right? Whatever you struggled the most with is what you want to help other people with. So I struggled so much as an entrepreneur, and then just with lack of belief and lack of momentum, and just nothing was working, man, when I first started my company. And the thing that saved me was learning about Bill Gates' story. So ever since then, I try to create content that other people might be able to learn from too. Whose story? Bill Gates' story. Because I had a software company and he had a software company. So that's what, inspired me. But more than that, I realized I'm a visual learner. I like to see things. And the more you can surround yourself with people, ideas that inspire you and lift you up, the more you're going to have success. So I wanted to just try to be that for other people. And started April 2009 making content, and been going ever since.
What's your favorite YouTube channel besides yours?
Favorite YouTube channel besides mine? I mean, I'd probably say my other one, my top 10 one, but besides that one too. Drew doesn't have one yet, so I can't say that. Or I guess he does, but he doesn't post anything there, so we can't say. Or maybe he does, and I'm just sleeping on Drew. I mean, who knows? What's the real answer? What channel do I... You know what? I would base this off of what channel do I watch when the video comes up. I watched... Like, I'm excited for it. I need to watch it. I would probably say Travis Gafford, which is a surprising answer.
Who's Travis Gafford?
Travis Gafford is a League of Legends creator.
Oh, I keep going back to Bunny Fufu. He is hilarious.
Bunny Fufu.
No, so Bunny Fufu is a former player.
Yep.
I don't watch any player streams. I don't.
Honey.
No, I watch. So Travis Gafford does news.
Gotcha.
News, roster news, like what's happening in the scene right now, who's going where, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I probably watch, like, if a video of his comes out, I'm super pumped for it to come out. And I don't watch all of them, but I would prioritize that video over others. The other ones, like okay, I can watch later. Because the easy answer would be, like, in the business world, I'd say Gary and Tom are my 2 favorite channels to watch. Gary for all the advice he gives, and Tom for all the guests that he brings on. Those are my 2 favorite in the business world, but I get a lot of their stuff through what I do too, right? So if I can't pick my channel, default, I'm going to be able to watch mine, then I would probably pick something more fun. So I'd go Travis Gafford. I like Philip DeFranco too, because I don't watch a lot of news. My news consumption is super low, so I like having kind of one source where I can just get the news from. What resolution for videos do I need minimally for YouTube? I keep running out of space. I'm assuming on her computer.
So like ideally 1080p is like the ideal scenario, but if you're looking for like bare bones minimum to save on space, then 720 is the like bare bones min.
Yeah, you can also either delete the videos after or just move them to a hard drive.
Or like throw them on the cloud somewhere.
Although that's gonna get expensive if you start throwing all that on the cloud.
I mean, like, I don't know, like most cloud storage places. So if you're looking for like, I want a place that I don't have to like pay a monthly fee for. pCloud has like a deal where I believe it's like
pCloud. What? Just the letter P?
Yeah, the letter P. It's a company based out of Swiss. They're based out of Switzerland. They do a lifetime deal where you get 2 terabytes worth of storage. I believe it was like $500, but you don't have a monthly subscription.
But 2 terabytes is not that much.
But I mean, like,
if you're doing videos,
here.
I'm on their thing. One time. Oh, hey, Drew, it's $350 now for a one-time payment.
Oh, okay.
2 terabytes. 2
Yeah,
terabyte shared link traffic, fair share. I don't know what that means. Looking for more. pCloud for business. But
Yeah,
2 terabytes. I mean, I'm trying to think how quickly we would run out of that on our.
Well, but you're like the number of videos you're doing versus. Okay, here. Let perspective. So.
They don't have a bigger option.
So once you get the 2 terabyte, you can upgrade to 4 for basically double the price. But it's a one-time payment as opposed to having like a monthly subscription, because most monthly subscriptions are like usually it's like $10 a month for a terabyte.
Okay.
Ongoing. So if you use it for at least 2 years, then paying for the lifetime makes a bunch of sense.
But then what? So pricing, it doesn't show. You can go individual plan. There's no option beyond month explore. Go for monthly plan, try for free. Like, what if you need 100 terabytes?
So they cap out with the lifetime deal, I believe, at 4 terabytes total.
Oh.
So if you want to scale up to like go crazy, then yeah, this is probably not the right option.
It's also the kind of thing though. Like a lifetime deal sounds interesting until you realize that video file, like all files, are just going to get bigger and bigger and bigger, right? Like 2 terabytes.
I mean, yeah, it depends on like how you're choosing to do your data storage. Because like most people, if you think through like from a process standpoint, you'll create videos, you'll put it on there, and you'll build it up. And then after a year, 2 years period of time, those files from forever ago are probably less relevant unless you're doing mashup stuff. So you then pull those off, put those onto an external drive, which you can get for $50 to $150 just to have like cold storage.
But as it goes up, right? Like the files are only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. So if 2 terabytes in 2022 versus 2027, 2 terabytes is going to be like nothing.
I mean, I've had the 2 terabyte plan I've had this plan for, gosh, 5 years, 6 years now?
Yeah, so already it's less valuable than it was. I mean, they already discounted it, 20% or whatever.
Well, but I mean,
More.
like at the time though, like to buy a 2 terabyte drive would have cost me the same amount as having 2 terabytes worth of cloud storage.
Yeah, oh yeah, fair enough.
So at the time, it made a lot of sense.
I mean, it's probably, I don't know how much a 2 terabyte drive would be right now if it's $350. It's
Well,
probably,
I mean, yeah, it depends on if you're getting like solid state storage or if you're getting like a spinning hard drive. If you're getting a spinning hard drive, you can 2 terabytes you can probably get for $100. If you're doing a solid state, you're probably looking more closer to $350.
yeah, that's probably how they're figuring out their payment. Lady Lexi says that's exactly the problem. The bigger the files, and now I went to a concert, have over 100 pictures, a couple of videos. Yeah, I mean pictures. You won't fill up a 2 terabyte drive with pictures, but at some point they will. You know, once the picture becomes a hologram, you know, that then you step into it and becomes a 3D portal into, you know, Lady Lexi's ocean, then yeah, it's going to take up, that one picture will be 2 terabytes.
What is your favorite type of YouTube content to watch?
My own stuff, guys. I mean,
You watch this every single morning.
Yeah, I
Every
mean,
single morning.
I make it to watch it. I make it for me. So if you had to ask my favorite, like that would be my favorite. My stuff is my favorite. Now I consume different kinds of content for different reasons. So there'll be other channels I subscribe to. But my favorite, yeah, is is my stuff. I've been trying to decide how to niche down for a YouTube channel, but don't want to do 3 separate channels for life management type channel. Wellness, finances, growth, any thoughts? I combine them and then see how they do. Because it's all about what? It's all about living a better life. Like, just combine them under a higher theme. What's the higher theme? And then see how they do, see how much fun you have doing them. Because at the beginning, to set up 3 different YouTube channels, it's hard enough running one. You end up just bogged down in administration and not enough in actually creating content, which is the thing that matters, especially at the beginning. I'm hearing I should pick just one and get successful in that niche, but don't want to limit myself to just one. Don't think 3 topics will be bad for analytics. Not if you combine it to something higher, right? What is it about? It's about living a better life, or whatever the big theme is. Ultimately, you may decide to switch to 3, or you may just cut some series, right? Like, don't worry about being perfect at the beginning. Create the content, see what resonates, see what people like, see what you like making. Even the content you make is going to shift. So just start. Even this time thinking about which one to go through, 3 or 1, is all time spent not making content, right? So that's what you need to get into. Content, create. Don't worry about being perfect.
What's a good content creation tactic for YouTube that not a lot of people do or mention, but it's really effective for channel growth?
When you are sharing videos, to put the playlist for the whole channel after the end of every video. So most people don't know that you have a link. I mean, you have your channel ID, which is great. That's unique to you. But then you can add that at the end of every video. So if I'm going to share one of my videos in my newsletter, for example, I could tag this at the end, and then if they watch one video and they just let it run, it'll autoplay the next videos from my channel. You can even add that code at the end of any video that you're going to share. So if I'm going to share Zan the Man's video, I could throw my code at the end of it, and then my videos will show up right after Zan the Man's. So one of the key things to grow the YouTube channel, especially at the beginning, is the watch time across multiple videos. You want to show YouTube that when somebody watches one of your videos, they watch 5, they watch 8, they watch 10. And so that's a great way to do it using that list strategy. You can create a custom playlist for every video you send out too. It's just a lot more work than just using your default ID.
I've got a great answer. Okay.
Ooh, I like it.
Well, go ahead. Anything else, Evan?
No, it's good. He asked for one. I got lots, but that's one that most people don't know or do.
I've got a great answer. Now, this is the cherry on top of what Evan just said. Because, so I'm piggybacking off of that. Okay, for transparency, I have not tried this yet, but I'm going to try this.
What?
Yeah, listen.
Come on, what is this?
Oh.
He just plays a doctor on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
So check this out. No, I'm putting this. I'm gonna try this next week. I'll let you know how it works. But I am gonna give this. I haven't seen anybody do this. So look, check this out. Your question was, what's a good hack, right? I'm gonna, instead of me shooting like one video on a subject, I'm gonna shoot a 3-video series. So I'm gonna say, okay, guys, this first video, so it's gonna be a 3-part video. 3-part or 2-part, even a 4-part video. That way, they have to go watch each video to get to all the parts together.
Yes, that's great. I wouldn't don't lead with saying it's part 1 or part 2 or part 3 or whatever. But at the end, you want to say, and by the way, this is part 4 of a 10-part series on XYZ. You want the whole thing? Go watch this next video. Yeah, that is super smart.
Oh, okay. I haven't tried it yet. But I'm doing it next week.
But yes. I mean, lots of people have done it, but yeah, it's super smart. Can we use short pieces from our previous long videos to post daily on YouTube? I mean, you just raise standards daily. How short is short? At least 10 minutes.
Like
I mean,
shorts?
Yeah. Oh no, not short. Don't do shorts, lady. 10 minutes plus. But in general, short clips, even clips of regular videos, don't do super well. So if you really need to, cool. But it's probably not going to help that much. I was asking about using 10 plus pieces from other videos. What if I were to create a video and add an explanation as to why? No, explanations usually are not. Like, the video should stand on its own.
Do you think comedy is a good niche
for
YouTube, or should I change?
No, comedy is great. How many? I mean, everything is great. Whatever niche you're in, if you care about it, guess what? Other people will care about it.
Keen to know how to do a YouTube launch, and thanks for doing this live.
I wouldn't worry so much about the launch. It's much more about the consistency after the launch. People worry so much about getting out of the gate strong, and you probably won't. I mean, YouTube is a long-term game. YouTube takes a while to get your videos to get ranked and get optimized, but I would say try to have 5 videos on the channel, like at least 5 videos on the channel around similar themes. Link them to each other, so like in the end card, and have a playlist where you're linking the videos together, and then send an email out to your list and anybody who's willing to support you to say new channel, and give them, if you do it right at launch, like right at launch where it's only 1 video, there's not a lot for them to consume, right? So I say wait till you got 5 videos or so that if they go and check out your channel, they can see that there's content there and they can dive in, and there's more of a reason to subscribe. I would try to figure out how to put the YouTube video ongoing schedule into your regular marketing. So for example, do you have an autoresponder sequence, right? If you do, I'd love to have your YouTube videos regularly going out there. So every week I'm going to get your video. Think about your ongoing marketing. So think about how can I put it in how can I put my YouTube channel in my email signature? How can I make sure it's on my website? How can I, in my regular newsletter, either do a full newsletter just about the newsletter, the YouTube video that's coming up, or have it as a PS in your new newsletters? If you have any kind of autoresponder sequences that just are on autopilot, can you update them to put links to your YouTube videos? Like, those work super great, because as people get to know you, they're much more likely to buy from you and want to work with you. And one of the best way to do that is to see you on video sharing your message. So if you already have an existing sequence, can we update it now? Either just by adding the link inside some of the newsletters, or adding a few messages into the sequence, showcasing you on video, giving value. So those are all kind of what I would put on the checklist if I was launching a channel. But again, don't worry so much about the launch. This is not like a product launch. Most of your views are going to come not at launch. It's going to come in the months and years to come, because you're providing awesome content for people. Do we need our 1 word on a YouTube banner? Last question today. You don't need to, but it should permeate through everything you're doing, right? Hopefully in everything I do, whether I didn't call this like the Believe stream, but I could, but hopefully Believe radiates through everything that I do. How was spreading your YouTube content over several channels been? I know that's a big thing. That's a great question. It hasn't been as good as I expected. I don't even know if it was the right move. It may have been the wrong move, to be honest. I don't know. I mean, the main channel is popping. I mean, it is our best month ever. And a lot of channels like mine have like a January or even like late December, early January pop off, like New Year, you know, be your best self kind of thing. And so now February, a lot of channels that are like mine are dipping because, you know, people have kind of gone through that New Year phase. But yeah, it's our best month ever. It's crazy. Best month ever. So that's going really well. The smaller channels we haven't done as well as I'd like to on, but I also haven't spent as much time focused on them. So that's also, you know, it's also very real. If I spent more time on them, we'd do better, you know, just like anything else. Hey, Evan, I'd like to be a YouTube gamer. Any advice? All right, Drew, what advice do you have for a YouTube gamer?
YouTube gamer. So the question that I have is what kind of YouTube gamer are you wanting to be? Are you wanting to be somebody who teaches whatever game it is that you play? Or are you more interested in doing... So YouTube gaming, there's kind of like a couple of different genres out there. There's like just the pure entertainment factor, looking to have a good time and have really high amped video edits. There's the let's play style, where it's like you recording yourself going through a game. And then there's the more like educational style, where you're like an expert at a particular game and teaching people how to play that game. So I would say the strategy is slightly different as far as like how you should approach titling and that kind of thing.
So that's definitely some great stuff. I like that. That's some good advice there. Consistency of the schedule. I mean, a lot of gaming is just grinding out games. You know, I mean, yes, to get better, but the live stream experience is really, like here we don't do a long enough stream. Hour and a half stream to 2 hours max is nothing. Like, you're just getting started. So the guys who are really doing it, you're looking at like a 6 to 8 hour stream minimum each time. Yeah, like what game do you actually enjoy? What game could you make content on forever and still, like, people ask me about Burnout all the time. Like, I'm still making videos, a decade plus later, 10,000 videos later, I still like it. But League, we were talking about this last week, how Drew played like a 16-hour day of League of Legends or something crazy. I can't do that. He didn't play that long, but if I get past 3 games, I mostly have a hard time. There's some days I can do it, but you need to be doing, like, 3 games is nothing. So what can you stay consistent on?
Good to find a game you play a lot and is about to have a big update and then start your channel. We just hit 1 million views and we have worked so hard in it for a year.
Yeah, I mean, you could be a little strategic, definitely making content that is relevant. If you're in League and you're talking about stuff that happened 4 years ago, it probably won't get as many views. But make big decision with the heart, small one with the head, right? Make the game decision based off something that you actually love playing. And then inside that, think, how can you be more strategic with the content you're making? So making the decision to do League of Legends because it's a hot game, but you don't like it, is going to sink your channel. Don't do that, right? So game that you love first, and then inside that, make content that has a good chance of getting ranked. So you be strategic about it. I like raising and shooting games. I don't know what raising games are.
Probably racing.
Oh, racing games. Cool. Yeah, so racing games, shooting games, both of those can definitely work. Even inside shooting games, do you like one, like playing Duck Hunt versus playing, I don't know, is Fortnite a shooting game, right? Like playing Duck Hunt versus Fortnite, you'll get a lot more views playing Fortnite than Duck Hunt, right? So that's where you can be a little more strategic. And then even inside, you're gonna play Fortnite. Okay, great. And then inside of that, what kind of videos are you gonna make within Fortnite? Okay, like raising pets. Raising games is actually a category. Okay. Could be like Tamagotchi kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, same thing, right? Like, pick the game that you love doing, and then inside there, think if you're the only one making content on that, it's gonna be really hard for you to win. Early days of my YouTube, I was the only one doing this kind of content. Entrepreneur, motivation, like there wasn't a lot of people doing it, and so it was really hard to win because nobody else was doing it. The genre didn't really exist. Do you have some advice to grow an art YouTube channel? So start with what your goals are. Is your goal to inspire other people to create art? Is it to try to sell your artwork? Do you want to educate people? Like, there's a couple ways you can take it, right? One is you educate people. So as you're making your art, whether it's in the process, you show me the process of you doing it, or you do a breakdown afterwards, but you're teaching me so that you're showing me what goes into making the art. That's a fantastic potential channel, right? So you're helping people learn what goes into it and how they can make better art. You could entertain people. So when you're making your videos. It could be fun. Maybe you're making a mess. Maybe you're doing silly things. You're showing your personality. And I'm watching not to learn, but I'm watching to have fun, to kind of get lost into your world. And I feel better about myself after having watched your videos. It could be documentary style, where maybe your art takes a long time to make, and you're showing me the process of you doing it, and how it feels when you make it beautiful, or how it feels when you get frustrated because you don't know what to do next, or you made a mistake and you got to undo something. So you're taking me on the journey of you doing it. So there's a bunch of ways. It could be Q&A, right? Like this. I'm playing a game. This is a form of art, right? Playing a game. And while doing that, I'm taking questions. So people don't watch this for education on the game because I'm not very good. You know, I'm an average player. They're not watching it for entertainment because I'm not super entertaining. I'm not cracking jokes. I'm not really funny. So why watch? Well, because I'm answering questions. Now I'm answering questions about business, not League of Legends. Although sometimes people have asked me League of Legends questions too, and I share my opinion. So the key is to figure out what kind of content you want to make. What do you want to make people feel when they watch your channel? And what feels not necessarily natural, because at the beginning it may not feel natural to make videos at all if you're not used to being on camera. I certainly was not used to it. I was not a natural at all. But what feels like this could be fun? Even though it may not be natural to you, it could be fun. What do you enjoy doing? And you may not know until you test it. You could try a whole bunch of different styles. The key is once you're done doing it, just like art, great art makes people feel. When somebody's buying some of your art, it makes them feel a certain way. That's why they buy it. It's a reminder to feel a certain way. It's a reminder of a feeling. So with your videos, it's another form of art. It's another expression of yourself, of art. So what do you want people to feel when they watch your YouTube videos? And how do you feel when making them? Because if you're making YouTube videos and you feel forced to do it, that's not going to be a great art, right? You very rarely make great art when you're forced to do it, right? So what would be a fun extension of you in a YouTube video that then could also bring value to other people? How to grow my YouTube channel. I post twice per week, valuable content from interviews and books, but how do I increase my reach? Okay, so there's 3 things that you got to look at to have success on YouTube, okay? The first is content frequency. So you're in the game, twice a week you're in the game. That's decent. If you can get to 3 times a week, it'd be even better, but you're in the game at twice a week, it's happening. Awesome, congrats. That's step 1. Step 2 is quality content. And listen, you think it's quality content. Pull up one of your videos. This would be great if you can do it right now. Pull up a video that you posted 2 weeks ago. Go to your data, pull up a video. Go tell me when you're there. Go find a video. Who is this? Emiliano. Right? So you look at a video. Don't look at the one with me. Look at a typical video. Don't look at the one with me. Look at a different video. Look at an average video. Right? Go find a video from 2 weeks ago, right? Not one that with me. And then look at where you're at 1 minute. At 1 minute, where is the video at for view duration? 32 views, okay, that's fine. Go look at the analytics, not the views, go to the analytics. This is great. And look at the audience retention curve. So when you load a video, just scroll down, like go to the analytics of it, scroll down and you'll see something that says audience retention. Go look at that. The quality content comes from looking at your audience retention. Are people watching, right? 70%. Are people still there? If you're not at 70% at 1 minute, you got to keep working on it, getting better, right? That's quality content. You might think it's quality, but if your 1 minute retention is, 50%, then 68%? Okay, awesome. There you go. That's great. So that's a good start. Okay, now what's the click-through rate on the thumbnail? That 32, this is a 32 video, right? Oh, okay. You said 68% the last time. Okay, so that's the problem. This is the problem. The content is not good enough yet. So you got a good click-through rate, which is great. You're producing frequent content, which is awesome. If you can get to 3 times a week, it's even better, but 2 is good. 1 is kind of minimum to be in the game. but 1 minute, 23%. I don't know how you went up to 29% at 10 minutes. That's a little weird. It's doable, but pretty rare. But anyway, that's a problem. I need you to think about getting to 60, 70% at 1 minute, and you're at 23%. So the intro, the problem with your videos, why your channel's not growing, right? Where you say, I've got quality content, why is my channel not growing? The problem is the first minute of the video, people don't like. In the first minute, you lost 75 or whatever, 77% of your audience, the people who watched it. So YouTube's not recommending it out more. That's the problem. Well, then I have to make it interesting and valuable. Yeah, especially the first minute. This is the thing. People don't know who you are. They've never seen your videos before, for the most part, right? So you have to hook them on the video. Even if the interview is awesome and 42 minutes of crazy value, great. But if the first minute sucks, they never get to minute 14 when the awesome stuff happens. And after that, what's next? That's the biggest thing that's missing. It's those 3 pillars. It's the frequency, which you're doing. You could do one more, but whatever, you're still doing twice a week is still good. It's a click-through rate, and your click-through rate is bonkers. 18% is awesome. That's a great start. And then it's the 1 minute duration, which for you is 20-something%. So it's super obvious. Like, that's the thing that you need to fix. Fix that, and your channel starts to grow. So this is where it's like, I have quality content. But you might, but the first minute, at least, of your quality content is not quality. Not by me, and not meant to be offensive or anything. Just nobody's watching, right? 77% of people leave in the first minute. That's a big problem. So that's what we need to fix for future videos. How do you make a business? Or how long does it take to build a business on YouTube? Is there a certain number of videos or something? That depends on how good you are. But Fonda, nothing's happening unless you start posting, dude. You have to post. All of the questions that you're asking are just leading to delays. How long does it take? Multiple channels. It's just another delay, another post. Post. Video every day, Fonda. That needs to be your mantra. A video every day. A video every day keeps Evan away.
Oh, wow. Oh, my.
There we go. A video every day keeps the Evan away. Post, Fonda. Post. LOL, a video every day keeps Evan away. Yes. Do the work, Fonda. Do the work. Dude, you have so much heart, man. You got so much heart. There's so much in you. The world needs to see it. Stop thinking. Post. How do you make money from a YouTube channel? Assuming you're only looking at advertising, which is only one piece of the puzzle, it's going to depend on how many views you're getting. It's going to depend on where your audience is, right? How, USA will pay a lot more than international, for example. And then how popular your niche is for advertisers. So an entrepreneur channel can make a lot more than a cooking channel because there's a lot more companies who want to target entrepreneur channels, right? So it doesn't matter so much about how many channels you have, whether it's 1, 2, 10, 100. What matters more is how many people, how many views you're getting every day, where is the audience from, what countries, and then how many advertisers are interested in the content that you can make. Okay, that's just from advertising. Then you could sell books, you can sell speaking, you can sell courses, you can sell membership, you can sell products, you can sell services, you can sell coaching, you can sell all sorts of stuff on top of what you're doing. I paid Manco to coach me on League of Legends. I have a League of Legends coach, right? I have a coach in video games. How do you beat the YouTube algorithm? I figured if you answered this question already, same advice, man. YouTube wants people watching videos. If you can get people watching your videos, they're going to reward you. So the 2 bits of advice that I already gave you. 1, making consistent content that people like, right? Your goal is to have people look at your stuff and say, I like this guy. And then making it so that they want to watch more videos. If you get people where as soon as they watch 1 video of yours, they watch 4, YouTube's going to just promote you like crazy.
How to get more YouTube views?
Oh,
I tried good thumbnails, hashtags. What else should I do, Evan? Well, Drew, this case.
Wow.
I like how he throws to Drew the one that specifically says Evan. But good, yes, let's go. I like that. Let's go, Drew. Besides thumbnails and hashtags. What are we focused on, Drew?
So I would take a look at your last 4 or 5 videos, and I would look at your retention curves. And I would ask yourself the question at the 1 minute mark, how many people are sticking around?
I thought he was going to say I'd ask myself the question, do I feel lucky? Well, do ya?
I don't know, man.
Funk. Okay, sorry. The way you set that up just felt like that's what was going to happen.
American movies. Clint Eastwood.
Okay, keep going.
Okay.
Sorry, Drew.
Anyways, so I would look to see how your videos are performing, and so you're looking at 2 different things. You're looking at retention rate, and then what's your overall click-through rate for those videos. If the retention rate is not doing so hot and you're at sub 70% at the 1 minute mark, then you need to look at how do I structure my video in a way that is going to keep more people paying attention to what I have to say. And now that's where I would focus my energy. If you're at 70% at the 1 minute mark, then you have permission to focus on, not dying. Oh, yep, I'm totally dead.
Wow.
Yep. Anyways, you have permission to look at your click-through rate and ask yourself the question, how does my title and thumbnail entice the viewer to clicking on my video, and what could potentially change?
And Ochakti, because we love you so much, you always come here. We got 2 more answers for you, okay? And our answers are going to be very similar to Drew's, but different. So Drew gave you the tactical. Evan's going to give you the practical. I'm going to give you the applicable. So
we should all say the exact same thing. That's what he's saying.
No. This is the difference. Drew just gave you a tactical one.
Okay, great.
Data-driven decisions. I'm going to give you the applicable one, and Evan's going to give you a practical one. So here's mine.
Amazing.
Why am I talking this way? Well, here's mine. Like
Drew's was not applicable, I guess, Drew. Sorry.
Yeah, but check this
just
out.
only tactical.
No. Yeah.
It wasn't practical either, Drew, by the way.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait. It was tactical, but hold on. Applicable was this good. We love you, Achakti. My answer would be consistency. Drop YouTube videos every single freaking day. Minimum 10 minutes plus. And now I'm going to give it an Evans.
How is that not tactical?
No, Drew, that's practical. No, sorry, that's not practical. That's applicable.
Applicable, exactly. So that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be applying that.
But isn't that a tactic?
Okay, so now Evan's going to give you one that's practical.
Zen, you know I love your frameworks, and I tell you to laminate them and show them all the time, but this is not one of the better ones. This is
okay, cool. Because this is not really a framework. This is a methodology.
Well, okay.
It's a methodology, just like the tip. It's a methodology. It's a tip.
I thought it was a tap. Is it a tip or a tap?
No.
Uh-oh.
No, tap. One is tap, tactical, applicable, or applicable if you want to say applicable, and practical. Tip is techniques, insights, and principles. Okay? And then if you want to say tips, TIPS, the last word is strategy or system. So it's techniques or tools, ideas, insights, principles or practices, and systems and strategies.
Yeah.
So that's a method. So tips versus tap, they both are methodologies. They're not frameworks, they're methodologies. So I gave him, Drew gave the tactical, I gave the applicable, and then now you can give
No, they're
practical.
the same thing. Okay, that's fine.
If they were the same thing, we would have said the same thing.
No,
we would have said
it's not the same.
thing.
It's not the same tactic, but they're both tactics, and they're both applicable, and they're both practical. What Drew's wasn't practical; it was just a tactic and applicable, but not practical.
But applicable is what you apply on a record. Okay, so go ahead. Give them the practical, because we love you, Chop. You get all the stuff for your YouTube views.
Honestly, my default answer: there's 3 pillars that I look at, and Drew mentioned 2 of them, and Zen mentioned the other one. Click
Done.
But you got to get one more now, because we already gave those.
Those are the 3 that you need to worry about, and don't focus on hashtags. They mean 0. Much love, all. Hashtags are 0. Don't spend any time on hashtags. It's your audience retention, your click-through rate, and your frequency. I say frequency, consistency. Zen, great. He might say they're not the same thing. I think they're the same thing. Nope, consistency is different. Okay, great. But you're either not if you're not winning on YouTube, you're either not posting frequently enough, your click-through rate sucks, or your retention sucks. Those are the three things to fix.
And I think Evan also he also was going to add this to it, Chakti, that your title in your video, and your title cannot be your subtitle should be different than the title.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's lots of minutia underneath. That's going to help you with your click-through rate. That's a tactic that is applicable and practical, all three of them, because they're the same thing, to improve your click-through rate. I might get PTSD from this tap method. I'm serious.
Oh my lord.
Is there a way to get more people on the recommended page on YouTube, even when we're making daily content? The best way is to get people to binge watch your content. So after they watch one video, they want to watch another one, and they want to watch another one, and they want to watch another one, right? The more you can do that, the more YouTube's going to recommend you on the homepage. So that needs to be your primary objective. It's like, how do I get somebody who watches one video to watch 8? Tell them what to go and do next. The most important thing to getting views on YouTube, Drew. What do you got?
Well, getting views is one thing, but at the end of the day, if people aren't sticking around, then YouTube isn't going to show your video to many people. So obviously, like the number one way to get more views is improve your click-through rate. So what do your thumbnails and titles look like, and how can you improve it over time? There's some cool softwares out there that can do split testing, but if you're just getting started, you can probably just do it manually and test out a couple different options. But starting with click-through rate, since that obviously is what dictates people actually getting onto your video, that's one thing. But in order to get YouTube to show your video to more people, you have to not only win the click, but you also have to keep them watching. So,
if I had to pick the number one thing, I would have to go with people actually watching the video. Watch time. Do people stick and watch your video? I think it's going to be the most important thing to look at. If you have, in theory, you have a crappy video with a great thumbnail title and gets clicks, versus a crappy thumbnail title but a great video, I would pick the great video. I mean, ideally you have both of the good things, not the bad ones. But I would pick, are people watching the video? Make all your effort on, at the beginning, are people going to watch my content? Is it good? Is it solving problems?
So video performance on YouTube. So a couple key things to consider and look at. Obviously, once the video has been out for, I believe it's somewhere in the 72-hour time frame, you'll have your audience retention graph. That'll give you a pretty good indication on what is doing well, how the video is performing, and as far as like keeping people watching. A couple metrics to consider at the 1 minute mark. Having 70% of your viewership still there. That is a generally good rule of thumb of, hey, you have a really good hook to your video and should keep doing that style of intro. Another thing that is nice to hit, but not necessarily like you don't have to hit it every single time, is I like to see that 40 to 50% of the people stick around for the entirety of the video. That's like an awesome performing video. And then as far as other metrics to consider, you'll want to, over time, keep track of the click-through rate of the video. How well is it performing? You'll want to look kind of more broadly at your channel analytics to look at what is your click-through rate compared to videos that also that have similar levels of impressions. So typically speaking, if you've got a small channel, you're probably looking at hundreds to thousands of impressions, and then for a larger channel, you're probably looking at impressions that are in the, thousands to tens of thousands. But basically what you want to look at specifically is what is the click-through rate of that video relative to other videos that are performing, getting the same amount of exposure. And trying to improve your thumbnails and titles in order to help improve that click-through rate relative to the other videos on your channel.
What else would I add to what Drew said? I mean, I like it. I think start to pay attention to the series that you do. So maybe you have a coaching series, maybe you have a gameplay series, maybe you have a direct-to-camera series, maybe you have a book review series. Like, start paying attention. Once you're making content, you start paying attention to the different series. And a one-off video, good or bad, is not the end of the world. It's more, what can you replicate? What can you do consistently? And so series are where you can start to have a lot of fun. And then I'd also add just fun. Like, how much fun did you have doing it? I think when you just start to treat it like a job, and there's such a thing as over-optimizing, you basically just buy yourself a job. It's not fun anymore. You're doing it just to try to get clicks and views. And if that's the angle you're taking, you will quit at some point. So everything Drew said, plus series optimization and fun optimization. What do you think about using Google Ads for YouTube promotion? I wonder if it makes sense to use them on my channel because I noticed the watch time of videos dropped after using them. Yeah, usually retention from ads, especially, well, it depends where they're coming from, but for the most part, retention from ads are not great. So what's the goal? If the goal is to grow the channel, it's probably not a great use unless you just want numbers, which can help. But then it comes down to finding the right target audience. But still, it's always going to be lower retention on an ad than if they came organically. What are the demographics you're using for the ads? Is it based on search term, based on watching other views on your channel? What are we doing? My main goal is to grow the channel and become the biggest business self-development channel in Poland. Then the biggest thing you need to do is get people to watch more than one video. If they only watch one video, your channel is going to have a hard time growing. So after they watch the one that you did on me, where are they going next? If you can train people who watch one video to watch 8 videos, YouTube will promote you a lot more. What is the tool you use to analyze YouTube videos? Analyze in what way? I use my own tool. We've developed our own tool. Do we use any other tools besides our own tool? I don't think so. To analyze a video? No, just our own and then YouTube Studio. Pretty sure. I might be missing something, but I doubt it. Like for stats, I was watching a video of your Brandlytics. So Brandlytics, but I don't think we use any other tools besides Brandlytics. For stats? You mean YouTube's built-in analytics? Yeah, I don't know. Drew, do we use anything besides Brandlytics for analyzing videos? I might just having a brain freeze. I don't know, maybe. I don't think so though. I don't think we use anything. I think it's just Brandlytics. And then YouTube Studio. I think that's it. Okay, we back. Wow. No, not YouTube's built-in analytics, no. Use a tool that looks at how many views from YouTube, Facebook, etc. No, I do not have a tool that looks at Facebook. I don't have a tool that looks at Facebook. If I'm looking at where it comes from, traffic sources, that's YouTube Analytics. So Brandlytics is also a tool, not just the name of the program. It's not a public tool yet. We're working on it. Yeah, it's software that we use internally, but it's not available to the people who are in the Brandlytics program. Will get first access to the tool. But yeah, it's a tool as well. It will be a tool. So you have your own tool, I see. Yeah, but my tool doesn't look at Facebook. It doesn't say traffic sources in Facebook. So yeah, It's just normal YouTube Studio for that stuff. I know there's exceptions, but it seems like the most successful YouTubers have been in this for a while. On average, what would you estimate YouTube success? 2 years, 3 years, etc.? Yeah, it does depend on how good the person is, right? It does take some time to build up. I think if you're thinking about YouTube in a 2 to 3 year window, I think that's good. I think that's healthy. I think that's smart. So you don't have unrealistic expectations. But there is talent and skill definitely is a part of it. So how good can you get and how fast? Now that I think of it, it depends on the type of YouTube videos. Entertainment videos are most popular. Oh yeah, I mean, I'm just talking thought leadership, but I don't know. Entertainment videos, I've never built a entertainment or gossip or any of those kind of channels, so I don't know. But thought leadership, yeah. It's rare for a thought leadership channel to just blow up. Unless you're talking about like conspiracy theories or something. Brendan had a huge audience before he started his channel, so his channel took off immediately. Yeah, well, that's true. If you already have an audience somewhere else, it's a lot easier to port them over instead of starting from scratch. Especially email. Email's the best. If you have an email list to bring them over. Other social channels are a little bit harder. Facebook, or move somebody from Facebook to Instagram, or Facebook to YouTube, or Instagram to YouTube. It's a lot harder. Doable. Still better than nothing, but a lot harder.